Welcome to the Third Quarter Warriors podcast. The Third Quarter Warriors are the best team ever, and we are the best podcast ever. Happy Monday, everybody. We are recording this on Saturday, October 8th. We're going to help you start your week out right because on today's episode, we dive into Draymond Green knocking out Jordan Poole, Pat's wild illness, whatever he has, a millionaire mascot, haters corner, and much, much more. Let's get into it.
Welcome to the third quarter, everybody.
What is this? What is going on right now?
I said, what the hell are you talking about?
What's my package look like? Yo! So I want to start with, just the most viral thing that's happened in NBA in years, I think, is Draymond Green knocking out Jordan Poole. This is like the most viral thing ever because it would have been kind of viral if just the story was pretty viral before the video came out, and so everyone's like, oh, that's crazy. Like, I was thinking maybe Draymond slapped him. I could see, because he's like an OG, an old head. He just slaps the young whippersnapper in his face because he's talking too much, but he full out like lost his cool and punched him in the face and knocked him out. I have so many takes on this. BVS, I just want to pass it to you first. Like, what's your take on this situation? Just like where we're at right now.
Like, I saw, I heard that Draymond punched him, and I was like, he probably didn't punch him. Like, it's probably just a rumor. And then I saw the video, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
like, wait a second. He didn't just punch him. Like, it was like straight to the jaw. Poole was like limp, knocked out immediately. I was like, oh my God, wait, that's not a normal punch. Like, I know that it's professional male sports. Like, you're gonna get in fights, you're gonna get in arguments, but knocking a teammate out, like, that doesn't happen, I don't think, unless the NBA is hiding a lot from us. Like, that, I don't think that happens.
Very rare, and you hear about it's like a crazy story if it happened, but the fact that we have a video, like Steve Blake, I remember seeing a video of Steve Blake when he was at Maryland, and he was like swinging on this guy and like chased him down, trying to like fight him. I've never seen someone like want to fight someone so hard in a basketball game, but like that was like 20 years ago, and like I don't remember any videos in the past like 20 years of someone just getting knocked out on an NBA team.
I mean, Richard Jefferson had this weird take. He was like, "This happens all the time. It's totally normal, bro." Like, no, it's not. That I don't think fighting like that with teammates is normal. We don't just go around punching our teammates in the to knock them, like to actually inflict pain. Like every year, every team has that. I don't think so.
No,
that shows that I think there's a disconnect. I don't know if it's like maybe Poole is acting like a certain way, because the thing is, Steve Kerr came out and said he wasn't. He's been like nothing but a class act. Everybody like stood up for him, and it's
that's
like,
crazy.
all right, what's going on? Did you just like have a mental lapse? Are you getting too old? Like, what's going on? Like, oh my gosh.
So a report came out what had transpired in the days leading up to it. I don't know if you guys have heard it yet, but I'm gonna read it real quick. It's just like a paragraph. So Draymond was shooting free throws at the end of practice, and Poole told Green to stop pissing down his leg, and then Green airballed a free throw after that, and the Warriors then like had to run sprints because Draymond airballed. And then during another scrimmage, Poole was jokingly asking Draymond why Draymond's Twitter handle was Money Green if Green was going to be broke and in Sacramento after this season, because like Draymond's contract's up after this year. And then Green took exception to the banter, hurling a ball in the direction of Poole and struck a child of one of the members of the training staff. So Draymond's getting pissed because now he's embarrassed that just happened. And the final straw appeared to happen Wednesday when Poole asked Green what he did whenever an attractive female entered the gym at MSU. Did they like the triple singles, or was it the screen setting? Because everyone keeps saying Poole had apparently said like Draymond loves getting triple singles, not triple doubles. So I mean, you can't lose your cool. I feel like a ton of guys in the NBA talk trash like that. Draymond he's in a spot in his career where he's getting worse, but like he just won a championship, so he maybe doesn't want to admit that he's getting worse because he can just be like, I just won a title. What do you mean? I got 4 rings or whatever he has. But like, I don't know. I just hate the fact that Draymond gets in so many fights all the time, but I've never seen him actually punch someone. Like he'll like push someone, he'll like I don't know, he'll trip someone, but like he's been face to face with hundreds of NBA players and he's never swung on them, and then he swings on his teammate.
His brother, yeah. Like,
I don't get that.
Your little brother. Like, nah, bro. Like it's just I get it. Like Poole's probably like he's digging deep, and I get it. It's a little childish, and you kind of got to understand that this guy's being a child. Like I mean, John, you read it to us. Like you can like this is just like kid stuff. Like what are you doing? But like you can't let it get to you. You're a vet. Like you've been here. You're an all NBA player. Like come on, bro. Like you gotta just be better.
That's not even stuff that, and it's not even like valid stuff that he's saying. Like it's not like he's saying like Draymond, you're actually like bad at basketball, and like he's not actually pointing out things about Draymond's life and game that is his weakness. He's just like saying like, oh, like you're ugly and you're not good. You weren't good at Michigan State. And he's like, well, I was good at in Michigan State, so I don't know what you're talking about. But Draymond just gets his feelings hurt. It's kind of like the Clay thing. I guess he just got his feelings hurt.
Yeah, like when it comes down to it, Jordan Poole's like, I know like if this story is true, first of all, that's a lot of it sounds kind of ridiculous, but if this story is true, like first of all, Jordan Poole's 23, and like that's not an excuse for like being immature and like, you know, dogging your teammates, but like Draymond's what, like 33, 34? Like you can't like I get that your teammates, like your coworkers, but like Draymond's like clearly bigger than this guy. We all know Jordan Poole's not a fighter. That dude is soft. Like Draymond dude, like that. It's just such. It's a cheap shot. Like it's like it's not. I'm so against this, and we all know Draymond's such a dirty player. Like he's the only player in the NBA that has multiple times where he's poked star players specifically in the eye. He's done it to like 4 different players multiple times. Harden, Jokic, LeBron, and I don't remember. There was one other like star player he did it to. But Draymond has a history of just doing this to like specific players. Like he's just a dirty dude.
I have one question for you guys. Sorry, John. So I was listening to Shannon Sharp talk about it, and he was like, Jordan Poole should have when Draymond started to approach him, he said Poole should have just swung on him. Like he shouldn't even let him like come into his space. How do you guys feel about that?
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I think that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
And I just think Skip Bayless was across the table from him going, that's what I learned. My father told me to swing first and hit hard or something. I was like, what are you guys talking about? They're basketball teammates arguing. You don't just punch each other. You don't want to hurt the person because on the real, I mean, people get concussions in different ways. Like, who knows what could happen to Jordan Poole? He could fall, he get knocked out, fall, and break his wrist. Like, you don't know. You don't do that. Like, there's a lot of money on the table, and I know that they probably won't. But if I'm the Warriors, I'm shopping Draymond, bro. I don't care about Draymond. We had to sub him out in the playoffs. We barely won because he was such a liability. And we want to sign Jordan Poole long-term because he's literally insanely good. Either that or just say, if you don't believe in Jordan Poole long-term, then, like, trade him now because, like, he just had an insane playoff performance. A ton of teams would trade for Jordan. They need to trade one of them, though, I think. I don't think they're just going to get over this.
By the end of the year? Or, like, you think just by next season, one of them can't be on the same team?
Well, Draymond's going to be up for a contract by the end of the year. It's like, you're going to waste a season? I don't think you should do that. Then you just lose Draymond. And, like, because he'll have a player option, and I don't think they're going to give him a max or anything.
Yeah. The thing is, though, like, I think Draymond is gone after the season just because, like, I don't think the Warriors are going to pay him. And, like, honestly, Wiggins is kind of a better Draymond at this point. Like, he's not as good of a passer, but Wiggins is probably a better defender at this point because Draymond's losing his athleticism. Wiggins is taller than Draymond, and Wiggins is, like, more of a scorer than Draymond. So I'd rather have Wiggins than Draymond at this point in their careers.
I think the difference in them is like the role that they're okay with having. Wiggins wants to score, and he's obviously way better than Draymond at it, so it makes sense. But like having a guy like Draymond that doesn't care if he has 2 points or 0 points is like really good, and I think Wiggins like has to have more points than that. But like maybe you just want a guy that could score more. So I don't know. I think that's one of Draymond's most underrated things is that he does not care about scoring at all.
That Steph and Draymond like pick and pop, or like it's like he catches at the top of the key, swing, quick turn, pass it back. Like that's the thing. Like I'm afraid for the Warriors to lose, because I mean that shit's like poetry. It looks so good. It makes Steph play so well. Like that's the only thing I worry about.
Like, and it's crazy because people can't guard it, and like Draymond's never a threat in that action.
Yes.
It's like Draymond. It's not like, oh, we got to guard the pop, we got to guard the roll. It's like, no, let him roll and get the ball. We don't want Steph to have it. But yeah, other than that, I'm just mad that Draymond has not said anything about the situation. Like 3 of his coaches have come forward and had to like get grilled by the media. Steph said something about it, and Draymond just. He's always the first to do a podcast right after a game, so it's not like he doesn't have time.
Yeah.
But he's hiding from the media now. He's always critical of other players and other things, and then when he messes up, he's nowhere to be found. Draymond's a fraud.
I saw this this interview that Draymond did. I don't know. Actually, I think it was his podcast. He was talking about 2 players that got into a fight, and he was saying like they got into a fight because one player was talking to the other, and he was like, "Man, if you can't take banter, like you don't gotta swing at them. Just man up. Like you gotta learn to take banter in this league." And this was like a couple years ago. I was like, "Man, you gotta eat your own words, bro. Like you are."
Yeah, he's a cornball, bro. I'm done with Draymond. I've been done with him, and I don't know. I just think everyone came out so hard on him and like saying Draymond's terrible that in about a week or so, people are going to start saying like, yeah, Draymond did what he had to do. Jordan Poole was out of line, because that's always how this stuff goes. When it's like oversaturated, then it like slowly people are like, I want to have a different take than that though. So like Shannon Sharp's going to start preaching that Draymond like is necessary on all basketball teams.
The thing about Shannon Sharp saying that you got to swing first, like. We got to remember Shannon Sharp is also like a tank. This dude could probably take he could probably go toe to toe with Mike Tyson. Like this guy,
he could swing second and still be fine.
Yeah, like he'd probably take that on the chin and just clock Draymond right back. Like, you can't consider that when you're talking about Poole, who's like what, a 6'4", 200-pound dude. Like it's just not the same thing.
Soaking wet, too.
Yeah,
it's such a dumb thing to say too. With like, I always see people critical of athletes going, "Oh, you need to set a good example," and then they come and say like, "Oh, you should like fight if like anyone comes near you, you should punch them." No.
Yeah.
Most interactions like that end with like people being chest to chest, pushing each other, and then it ends. So. And it's saying like, "Oh, those should always be fights. You should always clock them." Like, no.
Yeah, like Poole pushed him, and then Draymond just socked him.
Yeah.
Like Draymond could have just pushed him back, and then it would have been a normal basketball argument. But no, Draymond was like, "I can't." Nope.
And now he's going to end up broke in Sacramento. All right, I want to move on. I saw this weird story that didn't get much coverage at all because of the Draymond thing, I think. But Karl-Anthony Towns had like a weird illness for the past month or so, and he just started being able to walk again. Like he couldn't walk for like a month. It wasn't COVID or anything. And he went from 250 pounds to 230 pounds. I think that might actually be good for him. He was always a little overweight. Obviously, he needs to regain his strength and stuff. But the most alarming thing I think about this is that his girlfriend broke it, and I did not know that he was dating Jordan Woods, who is
it girlfriend?
He's dating Jordan Woods, the girl that like Tristan Thompson hooked up with while he was dating Khloe Kardashian. It was like Kylie Jenner's best friend, and Tristan Thompson cheated on Khloe with her, and now Kat's dating her. That's not a realm that you need to get in, Kat. I'm taking all the unders on Kat's season this year. That is the worst place you could possibly be.
Hey, I've got breaking news.
Okay.
So I was at work yesterday, and And this guy tells me he comes in and buys this like Nike Tech fleece, all gray, and he goes, "You know who I picked up last night?" I was like, "Oh, who?" He goes, "Karl Anthony Towns." I was like, "Oh, where'd you take him?" Like, "Oh, I took him to the strip club." He gave him a $500 tip, so he is not being faithful to whomever he is.
We just broke news. I'm about to tag
Breaking
Jordan
news.
Woods.
Like, he's actually been dating Jordan Woods for a long time, and I know this because I would talk to my girlfriend about like fantasy basketball stuff, and I'd be like, "Oh, Cat, that stands for Karl Anthony Towns," and she was like, "Oh yeah, he's dating Jordan Woods." So they've been dating for like 2 years or something now. I don't know how that happened. I guess just Kardashian, Jenner, whatever they are, they're just basketball players just hang around them. So eventually,
That's funny though.
That is wild. I love he's wearing a Nike Tech. Do you guys know who Kai Cenat is? He's like a Twitch streamer, a YouTuber.
I've been
He's
seeing
like,
so many clips. Yeah.
he had like 100,000 subs last month on Twitch or something, which is insane. And for like, I think that might be the most last month. But so he had Ice Spice on his stream, and he was like, he always brings people on and teaches them how to get sturdy, like to like the drill beats and stuff that are popular right now. And she was like, "Oh, he's like, you think I'm dripping? Like, you like my fit?" And she was like, "Nah, I really just like guys in like Nike Techs." And then he like went in his closet and came out in like a Nike Tech fleece, like, and all this stuff. It was so funny. But yeah, I hope Cat's doing well. It sounds like he's doing well though. If you're saying he got picked up and taken to a strip club, how reliable is your coworker? Is he someone that just says a lot of things?
No, this was a guy who came in to buy. He came in to buy like a tech fleece, and he was like this older gentleman, and he was pretty cool. He was like, yeah, he had gone and dropped off some other people at the Vegas. Victor Wembanyama was playing. You know how he was playing in Vegas, so he was playing out there and all that, and he was dropping people off, and then he had picked up Karl Anthony Towns.
That would be so cool.
Guy.
By the way, we're probably going to talk about this later, but why is Victor Wembanyama playing like multiple games in the States right now? Like, is he on a G League team? Like, what's going on?
No, it's a French team, but
Like,
they're playing G League teams right now. I believe that's it. It could be a French G League team. We probably have to look that up.
There's got to be. I feel like there's probably something behind the scenes happening. That's a good, because I was like low key confused BVS, but I didn't even think about it. I was like, wait, why is he playing? The number 1 pick just happens to be playing the number 2 pick. Like, that's on a G League team, and that's just happening. But
yeah,
they definitely like paid the French league. They're like, "Oh, we'll give you guys like $2 million if you come over and play." And they're like, "Bet, we don't have any funding." So yeah.
Yeah, I'm just because like he didn't just come to play 1 game. He's played like 3 games here now, right? Like he's just staying.
30 plus and both of them.
So is there a rule to get into the NBA? Do you have to declare for the draft first? Like, do you have to get drafted to be in the, like, could you go in the draft and then you, like, obviously if you don't get drafted, then you can get picked up as a free agent? Or can you just get, like, could I get picked up without ever being in the draft?
So I think international players, you can technically just draft them, but they don't have to come. Like, you might just waste a pick on them.
No, I'm saying, like, could Wembanyama be like, no, I'm not entering the draft, and then, like, get picked up as a free agent by, like, the Warriors?
Oh,
I would do that. I'm not trying to get drafted by the Kings.
Well, I think to enter the NBA, like his age, I think he'd have to go.
You have to declare.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't even matter about his age. I think the only way to get in the NBA is you have to declare for the draft, and then whether you're drafted or not, then you're like eligible to be on a team. I think.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people would just start doing that. They'd be like, I bet I'm just not going to enter the draft and like play with LeBron next year. All the best players.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I guess that I was thinking like maybe you could just like wait for the draft to end and then declare for the NBA like after, but you probably can't do that.
You got to declare for the draft. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We'll talk maybe a little bit more about Victor Wembanyama because that dude's insane. I saw this. Another story that is about Rocky the mascot, he's like a dog or a mountain lion or something for the Nuggets, and this dude makes $625,000 a year. That means he's literally a millionaire. Like if he's been doing it for more than 1 year, he's literally a millionaire mascot. And he just all he does is what normal mascots do. Maybe he's really like he's better at it. I think he's really athletic and he does a lot of cool things, but he's literally like making I think he's making more than like 99% of the WNBA players and he's a mascot.
Damn, see, we didn't have to do that. That's messed up.
It's crazy that I mean the NBA funds the WNBA, so it's fair.
Like I saw that and I was really confused because like how do we even know that like we don't even know who this guy is. Like, is he really balling that hard? Like,
is he that good?
He must be. Like, people are coming to the games to see this guy.
Bro, he's gotta be just like a co-owner's nephew or something, and they're just like, oh yeah, he's used to be a gymnast. Like, pay him this much. Like, okay, he's making 10 times more than other mascots. So like, other mascots literally make like a living wage, and they make like 60 grand, and he's making $600,000. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
The weirdest part of it to me is that like he's the Nuggets mascot, and like they don't even have an animal as their thing. Like it's like a nugget of gold, and he's like a wolf or something.
Yeah, he's like one of those.
Some type of
yeah.
But like I might apply.
I'll apply tomorrow.
The Wizards mascot is actually a wizard, probably.
Bro, it's G Wiz.
Yeah, we got a wizard. The weirdest mascot is the Suns. How they have a gorilla? Like, there's a gorilla.
Yeah. They do?
Yeah, it's like a gorilla. I don't know what his name is.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to make the connection.
I think like now that I'm thinking about it, maybe it's like there's I don't know. I think it's Chinese mythology. The sun god is Wukong, and he's a monkey. Maybe that's it. But like,
that's from League of Legends, huh?
Wukong is a League of Legends character, but I know that more so from anime, honestly. I love all that stuff.
Freaking nerd.
Let's go.
Hey.
Straighten up my tie, my glasses real quick.
I thought you were gonna take the shirt off and you had like a Wukong tee on.
Oh no, not taking off the shirt yet. I need a couple more months in the gym before that.
Let's go. Well, it's perfect time because it's winter, so like you get to wear like 9 layers of clothes and just sweat every day at the gym.
Yeah.
The rookie. Okay, so let's talk about like the rookie report and some preseason overreactions. And definitely like is gonna smash all the overs for Banchero this year, Banchero, because Suggs is out. So like, Suggs, like it's not like he was amazing last year. Wait, did he get drafted this year or last year?
Suggs was last year.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. So like he's obviously going to be out for some amount of time. I think it looks like he hyperextended it. You never know though, but it was a hyperextension. Hopefully he didn't tear anything. Like maybe he could be out not very long. But yeah, so we got Banchero coming back to play in NBA. Ant is like a huge Banchero fan. Ant, talk to me more about him, what you've seen leading up to this point, and like give me what you think his averages might be this coming year.
Okay, so I've watched one game. I haven't watched everything as far as like how he like every time he like touched the ball, I guess. One, he can't create his own shot. He can't do it yet. Not very good at it. He tried to do that damn spin move I tried to tell you guys that they caught in like a freaking summer league game where you just spin. They stopped that.
Wait, what was it?
Remember how he like lost the ball that first preseason game? It was the biggest one, and like he would like do that little half spin and try and like turn into a jump shot. They've already shut that down, and it's only been like 2 quarters. So he's still struggling. He can drive, so he's still pretty strong. He dunked on someone.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like his game. I think defensively he's still pretty good. I think his averages will be around like, wow. Without Suggs, I honestly I was gonna say like 14-7, maybe 14-6, and like he won't get a block a game, maybe like a half a block a game, and then maybe like 3 assists. But now I'm thinking maybe 4 assists, 15 points.
Rookie of the year numbers.
Yeah, I think like 14, 7, and 4. Nah, maybe 7. 7's pushing. That's a lot, actually. I'm gonna say 14,
So
6,
you don't
and
think he's a rebounder after watching him, really?
no.
Hmm.
I don't think so. And especially with Suggs out, I think he's gonna try and focus a little bit more on just scoring, to be honest with you.
BVS. Now let's move on to your guy Zion, who is actually looks like he's in good shape now. What do you think about Zion going into this season, and what is his numbers going to look like?
Ion, he looks like he stopped eating gumbo every day. He looks like he's in the gym all day. He looks so good out there. I think Zion's going to average a solid. I think he's going to average 28,
Ooh.
8, 9, and 4 with like a block and a half. I think he's going to have like MVP level numbers. He's going to go crazy this season.
Mhm.
Like, I'm so excited about Zion. And then Kawhi, Kawhi.
Dude.
Oh, we saw a highlight that just made me so happy to have Kawhi back. It's the one that y'all sent in the chat where the dude just sagged off him. Kawhi was just sitting there like, "Are you really not going to cover me?" Pulls up from 3, cash, and I was like,
The caption was like, "Kawhi is back." I'm like, he shot an uncontested 3.
The guy
I was like,
this is
the most boring highlight I've ever seen, and that makes me so happy to see Kawhi back.
Why do you like that?
Because it's like Kawhi is the most like he's such a complete player that he doesn't have to force anything. So he'll just take whatever you give him. And I love it. I love that he's not like doing all this flashy stuff. I love that he's just out there and he'll just secretly score 27 a game for no reason. And you're like, why is 27? When did he even score?
Yeah, he's
my favorite
like, I feel like a lot of players' personality can show through their play. Like you can tell Ja's personality, and Kawhi's lack of personality shows in his lack of flashiness in the game.
Like Ja will have the loudest like 18 points you'll ever see, and Kawhi will score 30, and you'll be like, man, I saw him make like 2 threes, and I don't even remember him shooting other than that.
They'd be like, Kawhi, how do you feel tonight? Like having 30 points, and leading your team to victory. Oh, I didn't know I had 30. Leading to victory. I'm like, dang, Kawhi.
He's like, oh, we won. That's nice. I kind of expected that, but I wasn't looking at the scoreboard, honestly.
Yeah.
You gotta talk about the Lakers. Preseason.
Yeah. I haven't.
First game.
When is that? Did that already happen? I don't know.
Yeah, 2 of them. They've had 2 games so far.
Chris. Oh yeah. What's his name? Kendrick
Nunn
hit a 3-pointer.
He's a good basketball player.
Kendrick looked real good.
He looked really good.
Mm-hmm. And then Russ looked like
looked a little bit better.
He has a spot up shot now. Like, I'm surprised. He actually looks like he's been working. Well, I mean, Russ is always working, but it looks like he's been working on his shot.
Yeah. And then lastly, just Anthony Davis. I don't like when they put out reports that he's hurt preseason, like his back. Like, what's wrong with you? Why can't I thought what happened? Why are you always hurt?
I mean, at the same time, though, I don't expect him to have played in preseason, and because I don't think he should play in anything that like is not a real game. So like, I don't even know if that's true. They probably were just saying like, oh, we have to say a reason that he's not playing. Sore. Like, and then next we'll say cold and flu. Yep. And then
cold.
This one will say he was at the club last night and he's tired.
That's what I'm hoping, because I'm really like Anthony Davis when healthy is such a fun player to watch. I really hope he can I hope he can play like a solid 50 to 60 healthy games this season.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he's going to sit out. He's going to.
Patrick Beverly is obviously a pickup that the Lakers had. So they got Beverly, Nunn, and Russ. Beverly, though, he just started a podcast with Barstool with this dude named Roan that's like got a couple podcasts on Barstool. He used to be a battle rapper, comedian, game show host. Like, he's really funny. And so him and Patrick Beverly are starting a podcast. It's not out yet. It's coming out very soon. I'm very excited to listen to that, especially like during the season when they're doing it and the Lakers are playing. I'm hyped.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like him. I mean, we've seen him as a TV personality.
He's polarizing.
Man, that was the greatest 2 days of First Take in a
That's
in a
when they
long
start,
time.
like, they saw him on First Take and they're like, this guy is electric. He said, that's all Barstool wants. They want people that are polarized, and they don't want someone that's super right, super left. They want someone that's just gonna, like, everyone's gonna be like, no one agrees with that.
Exactly.
Patrick Beverly, after he retires, he's gonna have a great media career. Like, he's really good out there. Like, on the court, who knows, honestly, but when he's off the court, he's great.
Hall of Fame podcaster, maybe.
And then, I mean, I didn't put it on here, but Ben Simmons. Ant, give us the report on Ben Simmons. What have you thought so far?
So Ant before this told us, you know, this is the year Ben Simmons can shoot. So Ant, give us a quick rundown on, you know, his first performance.
All right. The guy shot the ball. He can shoot. Did it go in? No.
Did it hit the rim?
No. But he shot it, which means he's getting there, all right? He didn't shoot any threes.
I think it hurt his confidence. I think he's going, I'm back. And then he did it again. He goes, dang it, I'm viral again.
Like,
And he clanked 2 free throws. Like, I don't know.
like
He dunks. He still dunked.
Okay.
And pass. That's about it.
The thing is, like, Ben Simmons, I know that everyone struggles with mental health, but I feel like part of being a professional player is like having a strong mental, like having strong mental in general. And I feel like Ben Simmons, when he shoots and sees the ball like not go in, his mental just like takes a dip. So like there are players like Anthony Edwards and Ben Simmons are the complete polar opposites. Anthony Edwards came in the league shooting like 25% from 3, but he was still jacking up like 8 a game. He did not care. Ben Simmons will come in, shoot 1 3 a year, miss it, and never shoot again.
Wait,
So,
speaking of mental health and like you have to have strong mental fortitude to be good. Did you guys hear the story? It was about MJ and he was playing against Muggsy Bogues. And Muggsy Bogues at the time was like actually like a top 5 point guard. Like he's like 5'4" or 5'5" or something crazy short, but like was just really efficient. And it was like they were down by 1 and Muggsy Bogues had a shot from the short corner, like maybe a 12-foot jumper, and MJ didn't even close out and he goes, shoot it, midget.
Yes, I've heard that.
And he bricks it, and Muggsy Bogues to this day goes, that ruined my career. I never had confidence my rest of my career. Like that right there ruined my confidence. I was like, oh my god, MJ was evil, bro.
man, just imagine like being a 5'4" NBA player, like going through adversity your entire life, like making it to the league, being a top 5 point guard, then coming in, having the last shot, second best player of all time, comes out, says, shoot it, midget.
And you're like, all that stuff didn't matter.
After that, you're just like, man, I'm short. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely very underrated how important that is. Last thing on NBA topics, Tyler Hero did sign a deal. He signed a 4-year, $130 $130 million deal. That's a lot.
Is that max for his? That's not a max, right? I think they would have said max, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's a max.
But that's got to be like, because this is off his rookie contract. That's got to be as close to max as you can get, because that's 30 mil. I feel like max is like 34 or something.
Yeah,
per year. I mean, so like, I mean, he's good.
You just gotta hope he gets bigger and stronger. What is he, 6'2"? He's not 6'2".
No, I think he's like 6'5" or 6'6". I think he's pretty tall.
Is he that tall?
Hero
Yeah,
height.
like
Quick Google search.
5.
Quick Google search.
Yeah, he's 6'5". He's taller.
All right, you just gotta hope in 2 years he like puts on weight. He doesn't have to be big. Like he could just be like Steph kind of strong. You know, like Steph strong, but like he's small. Like you gotta get like that, and I think he'll be fine.
Wait,
But,
VVS, if Tyler Hero is 6'5", how tall on your measurement scale is he actually?
Ooh.
6'5" NBA lists him at 6'5".
Yeah.
I mean, like when I watch Tyler Hero, he does look a little tall. I'll give him 6'4".
Okay. That's what really matters is how tall VVS portrays him as in his head.
Yeah, I mean, we all know the NBA. They're skewing stuff. They're
Okay. Is Victor Wembanyama actually 7'5"? Because he's taller.
I hear 7'4", bro. Are we going with 7'5"? Because now we're Yao Ming.
Yeah, like
well, he's taller than Gobert, and Gobert's 7'2".
I don't think Gobert's listed 7'2", is he? I think he's listed like 6'11".
VVS like
No,
Gobert
he's
is 6'9".
All right.
Wait, hold on. How tall is Gobert? Okay, Gobert is listed 7'1". Okay, I thought he was like 6'11", honestly. But I saw the picture. Wembanyama is like
taller.
He's legit like 3 inches taller than Gobert. So if we give Gobert 7 foot, he's at least 7'3".
And he's
like,
probably gonna grow, so like we can give him 7'4", because like next year he's probably gonna be that.
I mean, the new Bull was 7'8". What? I mean, we might as well just give him 7'9", honestly.
He's probably 8 feet. Bro, do you think we're ever gonna have an 8-foot like stretch for like wing?
I don't know, bro.
No, like players just keep getting taller.
Bro, if Brittany Griner gets out of prison and her and Wembanyama had a kid, I know she's gay though, but if for some reason she goes, I want to create the ultimate basketball player, that kid would be like 8 feet tall and like insanely athletic.
Rumors are Yao Ming was a product of that. China was like, we want a basketball player. And they got their 2 tallest people that were athletic, and they were like, do it. Make a kid. Give us Yao Ming.
Well, they picked really wisely, too, because Yao Ming's not like thin. He was like a muscular 7'8", 7'6".
Yeah. Like Yao was, if he didn't have his plantar fasciitis, top 5 center of all time. Great player.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Oh, I want to do embrace debate. I saw a video about this on TikTok. That's what made me want to do it. What do you guys think is the best type of cookie? And I'm gonna let you go first. What's your favorite type of cookie? It could be like, you could say like a type of Oreo, a Girl Scout cookie, or just a regular type of cookie. What do you think is the best cookie in the world?
The best cookie in the world is a chocolate chip cookie.
Like fresh out the oven?
Fresh out the oven. It's got a little bit of a crunch on the outside, but a doughy inside.
That undercooked a little bit on the inside.
Yeah, it's got to be undercooked. And I want to say, come back to me about where it's from, but Otis Spunkmeyer. I don't know if you guys know what that is.
That sounds like a character from like a Christmas play or something.
No, it's from my high school.
Like that was your classmate?
No, that was like you get it at the cafeteria. Those cookies were goated. Like, oh
Okay.
God, it was really good. But go ahead, Brian.
Well, so for me, I'm not gonna give a general. This is for me. My favorite type of cookie is homemade sugar cookie. It's gotta be like undercooked, like a little bit doughy, crisp, like crispy on the edges, like a little bit of crisp, but doughy in the middle. And then you're gonna have to bear with me on this one. You gotta put it in the fridge. You chill it, and then it's beautiful.
I've heard that you're supposed to put it in the fridge for a little bit. What does that do? I've never done it when I make
cookies. I don't know if that's like a recipe thing. I put it in the fridge overnight. I get that thing cold. Like I like my desserts.
I feel
cold.
like if you do that, and then so like it takes the cookie, like it's soft on the like undercooked on the inside, and so it's almost like still soft like a cookie dough would be, but it's like but it's firm still when you eat it because then it was in the fridge maybe.
Yeah, like it's kind of cookie doughy, but it's like in between cookie dough and full cookie. It's perfect. I have to make them homemade though. I can't. No one makes them like. No one makes them like
How about you, John?
I pretty much exactly what Ant said. Exactly, like word for word. The undercooked chocolate chip cookie. I made some the other day on my mom's birthday. She wanted some cookies, and so I went to cookies are great because you can like make the best cookie in the world by literally just buying cookie dough at the grocery store. Like that cookie is just as good as like any cookie ever, as long as you cook it right. Like you can't do that with like donuts. You can't make a donut. Donuts at the store aren't as good as like if you get it fresh from somewhere. Cookies, anytime you just buy cookie dough and like literally make the world's best cookie in your oven.
That Betty Crocker that comes in the bag at the grocery store. That's it.
I like the Pillsbury or the Nestle.
I don't like Nestle.
Oh, you like
I don't cook it well.
squares?
I don't think
Yeah, those are good too. I like the Betty Crocker because you mix it up and you can like get the perfect consistency with it. I feel like
I don't do anything.
Nice.
But that was a great debate, guys. My Yeet Culture. Yeet Culture is a segment where we effectively cancel a person or thing because of one single thing that recently happened. We yeet them. So this week, I just kept seeing this guy on my timeline. Every time I saw it, I was just cringing. And it was Robert Griffin III. Bob Griff. So he's trying to be like a funny Twitter guy all of a sudden. I think because he's in media, then he's like, oh, I need to be on Twitter too. And it's like getting to like Russell Wilson level of like, you're not like, he doesn't understand how people are perceiving it. Like, we don't think RG3 is like a funny meme guy. He's been like kind of weird his whole career. So now he's come on. I want to read some of these tweets. One where he got absolutely clowned by LaShawn McCoy. So he quote tweeted a picture of Melvin Gordon like looking at Russell Wilson like really disappointed on the bench because Russell Wilson's been playing terrible, and Robert Griffin posted and said, caption this ... like during the Broncos game, and LaShawn McCoy quote tweeted it and goes, bro, I don't know why you're clowning Russell Wilson right now. You've had way more of these situations in your career than he has. And I was like, that's facts. Like, I don't know why he's trying to be like a meme guy. Then he said, we all deserve a free month of Amazon Prime for watching this game, which was kind of funny, but I just don't like it coming from Robert Griffin III. And then he also tweeted, the only person excited about this score of 6-9 is Rob Gronkowski. I'm just like, it's not funny. It's not funny, RG3. Last one. Russ can't cook if they don't give him time to find the ingredients. Like, just shut up, Robert Griffin. Just stop. I just can't stand like every tweet he has is so cringe. Well, the ones that I see on my timeline are because those are the ones that get retweeted. Maybe he's just trying to grow his network, and it's probably working because people are just taking notice of how bad he is on Twitter. He's like kind of like Magic Johnson, Russell Wilson combined on Twitter. Like, it's really bad. It's a bad place to be.
A really good comparison.
It's like kind of clever, but like really cringe and obvious at the same time.
Like, I think if he really wanted like a media gig, he should have just come back to Washington and been like a caster here.
Well, he is in the media now. He like does he like commentates on games or whatever.
Yeah, but like if he had just come back to, people still love him here. People think he's like God here still. So he could have just come back here and done whatever he wanted, and people would have paid him, and he could have been everywhere. But I mean, I guess he wants to be like a national media guy, and this is like maybe he's trying to be like the new Stephen A. Skip Bayless type person, but I don't know. Like Skip Bayless, when he tweets, even though it's like the same thing, I still like when he has his rants about the Cowboys or how he somehow puts LeBron James into every situation. It's almost like satire of himself at this point. I feel like it's funny, but Bobbert Griffin, not the one.
Yeah. I can't stand him. Let's move on to Fantasyland. This segment is our time to update you on fantasy football, NFL news, and Commander talk. The Commanders are playing the Titans this week. VVS, how do you feel about this matchup? The Titans are currently a 1.5 point favorite.
So I think Derrick Henry is going to have 150 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. I don't think we're going to stop that guy, but I do have some hope because Ryan Tannehill is bad. So maybe he'll throw a couple of interceptions. Maybe we'll run one back because I don't really know how good their defense is. I think they're kind of like average. So as long as like Carson Wentz has, as long as our pass rush is bad, we'll be fine. Like if Carson Wentz has 3 seconds every time to throw the ball, he's good. If he doesn't, he's terrible. But like asking 3 seconds every play is just a ridiculous thing to ask an offensive
Yeah.
line. So it's like, I don't know. I honestly think this game will be close. I don't think the Commanders win because I'm ready for Sam Howell. I'm done with Carson Wentz. Just get him out of there.
It's
Who
crazy
is-
how hopeful I go into every week, every Commanders week. Like I go in there and I'm like, I seriously envision. I'm like, I can't believe that we're gonna win by that much. That's insane. That we're gonna win by like 4 touchdowns and Wentz is gonna throw for 400 yards. Like it's actually crazy that everything's gonna click this week. And then it's second quarter and we haven't scored yet. And I'm like, this is happening again. How do you not score? You have Curtis Samuel, Terry McLaurin, Logan Thomas, Jahan Dotson, Antonio Gibson, and McKissick's all right. But like those 5 guys are all amazing. They would be amazing on any other team. McLaurin barely can get the ball. Like it doesn't make any sense. I'm like, Wentz, you can sling the ball. Just sling it, bro. You have so many good targets out there. It doesn't make
Don't
any
tell him
sense.
that.
Is it the play calling? I don't know enough about. See, this is where I don't know enough about football to be like, oh, it's our play calling. But people say that all the time. I don't. I think most people don't understand play calling enough to say that. But is it our play calling? I don't know. I just feel like there has to be a way that Carson Wentz can find these guys that we're not doing.
I mean, I think the thing is like, I agree that play calling is the one of the most important things in the NFL. But like Carson Wentz doesn't like even when we call like slants or like give him a dump off for the running back, he still doesn't throw the ball quickly. Like the guy like quarterbacks that are throwing like slants or quick plays, the guy will break and they'll throw it right out of his break. When our guys are throwing running slants, they'll break. They'll be like this. They'll break here. They'll be like over here, and then Wentz throws the ball. Like he doesn't anticipate players being open, and maybe that's just him not trusting our receivers, which makes no sense because McLaurin is probably top 5 route runners in the NFL. And then Curtis Samuel, they only have him really running like slants or just staying like for screens essentially after McLaurin and Dotson clear the defensive back. So like I think we're calling plays to like build up his confidence, but you can't have every play be like that. Like eventually he has to throw the ball somewhere.
Yeah. It's like for the slants thing you're talking about, it's like Wentz thinks that it's supposed to be like a 15-yard throw, but it's supposed to be like a 6-yard throw. And then McLaurin gains 15 yards after it, or Curtis Samuel.
Yeah.
Curtis Samuel has been amazing after the catch this year. Like every time he catches it, he breaks the corner or whoever, and someone else has to come tackle him. He's been awesome. And what do you think from the outside of Commander Land? Me and BVS are very close to it. We have our own biases. What do you think about this game?
I like the Titans to cover the 1.5.
Dang.
The Titans. Well, I mean, who's a better quarterback, Ryan Tannehill or Carson Wentz?
I don't know. That's pretty close.
I don't know, honestly.
Well, I don't know. I think I'm going to take Ryan Tannehill. I cannot get behind a guy who can't score a touchdown. The way that his presence in the pocket is all the way off. He seems lost. Like you guys say, he doesn't know when to throw the ball. His anticipation is off. It was like that when he was on the Colts. What else? Your defense, your defensive backs are bad. They're not good. Your secondary is not good. And
Fuller has
so
been getting cooked this year. Like every deep plays on him.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So I'm like, I mean, I don't really know who they have. They have Robert Woods, right? The Titans have Robert Woods. So I think he's good.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't really know who else is on their wide receiver core. So Derrick Henry will probably have a field day. He'll probably have almost 100 rushing yards. But I do agree with Brian. I think it's going to be close. But I think they cover. I think they win by a field goal.
I think our defense has actually been pretty good though this year. Like I'm looking at it. So we gave up 22 on the Jaguars and we beat them. Bad game was the Lions, but the Lions actually have a really good offense this year.
Yeah, for sure.
So we gave up 36 on them. We only give up 24 on the Eagles, who are like a very good, like the best team in the
Yeah.
NFL, which is
It's
good.
division
Like
games
we
for
just
them.
only scored 8 though. You can't win scoring 8.
Yeah.
And then the Cowboys, we gave up 25. We honestly shouldn't give up that much, but still, it's not like we're getting 30 balled every week. Like we're just not scoring. Like we scored 10 points last week. Like that's so bad.
Yeah. I mean, we've had we scored 8 points one week and 10 points another week. We just don't score points.
I know.
So like our defense, I don't think our defense is bad, but like
It's like average right now. It averages out because our line is good and our secondary isn't. So it's like you guys are
I
all
think
right.
your line is good, and I think your linebackers are good. I just think in your secondary is when you're getting beat.
yeah, I think Jamin Davis is actually having a pretty good year. And I think when Chase Young comes back, I think our defense will actually be like probably like 10th best maybe. But like we just need to score. Like we just can't score.
I just
So-
remember when we had Chase Young his rookie year when he was like one of the maybe like a top 3 D end for some reason, just his rookie year. And he was like they would sub him out sometimes, and you could notice on defense when Chase Young was not in, because when he was in, like 2.5 players were blocking him every down, or else he's getting straight to the quarterback. It was insane. Like he would move an entire line by himself. And so hopefully he comes back with that same dog, because now we've developed Daron Payne. Is that his name? Payne? I don't know. Whatever that dude's name is, we've developed Payne, and Jonathan Allen's been developed, and like we have so many guys that are just as good as Chase Young probably was that year. So
yeah, like I think Chase Young could be essentially what Micah Parsons is to the Cowboys. Like Micah Parsons is so
he does whatever he
good.
wants. He's like, I think I can get the quarterback, so I'm just gonna blitz here.
Yeah, like Micah Parsons is insane. Like last year, sometimes they were lining him up as like a defensive back, and this year he's like a pass rusher because they're just like, I think this is like what we need the most. So just be a pass rusher, I guess. Like they could put him literally anywhere on the field, and he's probably their best player at that position. Like he is so good. And if Chase Young is just like 75% of what Micah Parsons is, I think our defense is top 10. But that is a lot to ask for. Micah Parsons is like insanely good.
Top 10 is good, but if our offense is going to be this bad, we need like top 5 defense. We need like that Peyton Manning on the Broncos defense that just carries them.
Like I just wish the Commanders would go for like, instead of these like older quarterbacks, like we tried Donovan McNabb, we tried Alex Smith, now we're trying Carson Wentz. Like just go for these unproven guys. Like just get like Josh Rosen or like Drew Lock or just some quarterback that's like young and doesn't have anything proven. Just throw them out there, be like, you're going to start the whole year. I don't care how many interceptions you throw. We're not going to bench you. Just try to do something. Like, I wish they would do that.
If they did that with Sam Howell, I guarantee he turns into a good quarterback in like a year or so. But I don't think they're going to do that. Carson Wentz is proven to be proven bad. So, like, what do we think we're going to do? We have a terrible history with quarterbacks. We think we're going to bring in a quarterback that's playing bad and fix him? No, we need someone that's amazing, and then we like make them a little bit worse, but they're still good. Like that's what we can do with quarterbacks.
Yeah,
what do you guys think? Like, when do you make that change? Is it you think after this week?
Well, Heineke's apparently the second, I think. So
yeah, I like him. I've always liked him.
I'd rather watch Heineke play. I just hate watching Wentz play. At least Heineke's gonna like about to get sacked, and he's gonna like run around. Wentz Wentz is so slow, and he thinks he's still fast.
And his ball security is just so bad. Like
he looks
every
sloppy.
Time it just like you think he's gonna drop it. That's the thing that scares me. Like other quarterbacks, I don't really see that. At least when I watch, that's just me though. But when like Wentz is just like a serial drop.
It's Matt Ryan and Carson Wentz are the two quarterbacks. Like Matt Ryan has fumbled. He's fumbled 10 times this year.
He fumbles so much. Like I don't think we're gonna bench Carson Wentz honestly until Whenever our bye week is, I think that's the earliest we would bench him just because his contract is really long, actually. We have him like for another 3 more years, paying him like $30 million
Whoa!
a year.
No way you guys can stomach that. No way.
Yeah, that's
No
Yeah,
the
we
way. Your heart's
can.
gonna
like
take it.
At
No,
least
you
it's not.
can't.
At least it's not Albert Hainsworth, bro. We gave him like 250 million like 10 years ago. Like that's the most money ever.
so we have Carson Wentz through. Okay, so we have him for 2 more years. We have him through 2024, but he's making 26 and 27 million those years. So like I don't think if we do bench him, I don't think it's happening till at least the bye week because we have to pay him another 2 years. We might as well just
Is he the most? Is he the most like bagged up quarterback in terms of like bad quarterbacks? He had a 4-year with the Eagles for 128 million. Then I imagine the Colts gave him like 30 million last year, probably. And
Well,
now we're paying him.
Yeah, we're just continuing the Colts contract essentially.
Oh,
We're just
okay.
yeah. They gave him a 4-year and we got him on the 2nd year of it.
Dang, bro. He went from let me read you his base salary. 720,000, 1.3 million, and then 15 million, 22 million, 20 million, 21. Bro, that is a come up win. I respect it. I respect those guys that just hop on teams and just make bags, honestly.
Like I respect his bag getting capability as well, but I do not respect his quarterback play.
I think Chase Daniels has been on like the most, him or Josh Johnson has been on the most teams and never been a starter, but like each of them have made like $100-some million and they just have the sweetest jobs ever.
Yeah. All right. So I think we should probably just cut the rest of this because you guys got to go.
Okay.
I just want to mention, let's see, Tom Brady and Giselle officially getting divorced. We've been covering this for the last 4 weeks. I don't know. Do you guys think stock goes up or down on Brady?
Up. I love when I work out and I have like someone that had like been rude to me recently, or like if you were going through a breakup, bro, it's way more intense.
Mhm.
So I think Brady's about to be more locked in than ever.
Okay.
But he
I
also
think
needs
he's
to act
smacked
like he's
up.
there for his kids, though, or Giselle's going to get full custody. So I don't know.
Yeah, he's gonna smack the Falcons this week.
Oh,
For sure.
yeah.
100%.
Bro,
I
if he lost to the Falcons, he'd hit his rock bottom.
I think
He's never lost to the Falcons. I think that's a stat. He's never
really?
lost to the Falcons.
Ooh, wow. Even after that Super Bowl, that was so painful. I think there are 2 options here. So I think Tom Brady, if he cares about getting Giselle back, he has to play bad because he has to show that this is affecting him mentally. Like he has to be like, man, I lost my wife. This is clouding my judgment. I can't make good passes. I'm throwing picks. And then he's gonna come back to Giselle and be like, see, I'm struggling out there. I'm not good without you. I need you. That's the only way he gets her back. If he comes out and he plays better, his family's gone.
Well, Americanized movies do teach us, like, you know, when the main character like goes through like their girl like breaks up with them or their heart's broken or something and they like are terrible at whatever job or they're supposed to be doing. That's what I guess we should be expecting. He's never lost to the Falcons, Cowboys, Vikings, Bucks, or Patriots.
I thought they were going to say Washington on there. We beat him once. Let's go.
Yeah, bro. And we almost beat him in the playoffs with Heineke, the pylon god.
Wow.
Bro, that was the most exciting thing ever when we were like beating them and Heineke dove for a touchdown, bro. I love Heineke.
He is the pylon.
Got to get him back in there.
The next is, we already talked about Michael Parsons. I just wanted to say Jared Goff. I think we disrespected him a little bit too much when he was in, well, I guess he was in St. Louis, but now on the Rams. I think we disrespected him a little bit too much. He's good. I don't think he's top tier, but he's also only like 26, 27 years old, and most quarterbacks' prime is around 29, 30, so he still has time. Maybe Jared Goff's actually good. TJ Hawkinson, best tight end of all time. I'm on a fantasy team, not biased at all. And then
Big Hawk energy.
Yes, big Hawk energy. Thomas Jefferson Hawkowski Jr., the best tight end of all time. So, Russell Wilson is my haters' corner target this week because
Yeah.
I think this guy, first of all, he is playing so bad. Like, he is absolutely terrible. I watched him play. Like, when they went for it on that 4th down in overtime, first of all, I wish they would have kicked the field goal just because I wanted to see the Colts have 2 ties in 5 games or whatever it is. I thought that would have been hilarious. But when they went for that 4th down, there was I forget his name, but number 1, their wide receiver, he was wide open. He ran a slant and he was just running wide open for probably a second and a half across the end zone. Russell Wilson doesn't even throw him the ball. Like, he throws the ball somewhere else. This guy, after the play, he loses his mind, slams his helmet on the ground. Everyone's like, man, you see the emotion. I can't blame him for it, honestly. And then I've started to see, I mean, we've all seen it, Russell Wilson's unhinged corniness. It's just, you watch it and he there's something wrong in his head. Something doesn't work up there. And while he was in Seattle, I think their team did a very good job to hide this. They kept him out of the media mostly. He was just kind of doing interviews, this and that. But then he got married to Sierra, and they were like, you know what? We got to get him out of here. He's going to be in the media. There have been teammates that he used to play with in Seattle coming out, like Rashad Penny specifically, after he ran for like 130 yards or something this week and 2 touchdowns. He came out in an interview and he didn't specifically name drop Russell Wilson, but they were like, what do you attribute to your success? Like, how are you really feeling out there? And he was like, oh, it's great. Like, when you don't have a quarterback up there, like changing the plays all the time, like, what you're going to be running when you get up to the line. And everyone was like, wait, is this a stray at Russell? Like, really?
Wait, why would he say that though? I feel like the great quarterbacks all audible a bunch. Like Rodgers, Brady, and Manning are like the kings of changing the play when you get to the line.
But that's because they changed the right play.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the wrong play. So that's what Rashad Penny came out and said. And like, there have been like sort of just there have been people talking. There's this guy that I follow on TikTok and a bunch of other things, Theo Ash. He does like NFL evaluations. And he was like doing an analysis of their head coach and Russell Wilson. And he was showing like how the Seahawks love Geno Smith and how Geno Smith interacts with his teammates. And they all like support him. Like, they're like dapping him up and stuff. And you look at Russell Wilson and no one's rocking with him. No one cares about anything he does. And he was like, when you have a quarterback that does this, and they showed one of his TikToks where he's like, what I care about, football, faith, family, flying. Like, why are you posting this?
I hate, oh my God, bro. And did you see what he did after their loss in overtime? He was at the podium, and you've seen the Russell Wilson video where he's like, Broncos Nation, let's ride. Broncos Nation. Oh, well, they're like filming it for like a hype up video, but someone had filmed him doing it, so there was no effects or anything, and it was just him standing in front of a green screen going, Broncos Nation, let's ride. Broncos Nation, let's ride. And he like kept, and it was like, you got to watch it to understand how cringy it is, bro. But so he's at the podium, and they just lost in overtime in the worst Thursday night football game ever, and he's like, any more questions? All right, Broncos Nation. And he's like walking away from the mic. He's like, Broncos Nation, that's right. Like, and I'm just like, bro, stop saying it.
And like, the thing is, they lost. He played terrible. He did that. It's Broncos country, by the way. He's like, Broncos country.
Oh.
He always does the pause, which is so weird. But like, he did that. And then after the game, he tweeted, he was like, I just gotta give my thanks, like, thank God for letting me play football, thank God for this and that. And I'm like, I get it. Like, you're a Christian. I support you being a Christian. Don't do this after a loss. Like, your teammates are probably looking at that like, what the hell? Like, does he care about winning? Like, why is he posting this? I feel like Russell Wilson, like, there were a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was last week, where I said Trevor Lawrence has like the lowest energy of a leader I've seen. But Russell Wilson has like high energy of the worst kind of a leader. Like, people see him and they're like, I don't want this guy to succeed.
Yeah, literally.
And I like, after watching him miss Jerry Jeudy on like 4 different throws, I was like, man, I made the right choice with that trade.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't ever gonna play Breece Hall unless like 2 of my other backs get hurt, so I was just like, whatever, maybe I'll need it. Because I have way more running backs than receivers, so I was like, all right, I'll do it.
Yeah, I mean Jerry Judy's a good player, and maybe Russell Wilson figures this out. But like,
Maybe he
watching
gets
him
benched,
play-
and I
Oh,
forget
yeah.
I saw his backup was rapping Future on the bench, and everyone was like, because like Future is Russell Wilson's arch nemesis, but they were playing it, and he was like sitting on the bench like rapping it, like dancing. I was like, they should play him. He seems cool.
Yeah, I saw a montage. It wasn't Drew Lock.
Yeah, there was not that wasn't the guy I'm talking about, but Drew Lock.
Okay.
I saw that montage too. He's not on their team anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Well, his current quarter backup was doing that, man.
Yeah.
That's special right there. That's how you know they don't support him.
He's ready.
Oh yeah. Russell Wilson, haters corner. I think he's bad. I think he needs to like cut out this weird like, it doesn't matter, like greater this, like God's my only thing. Like, I get it. You're a Christian, you love God. Like, that's great. Football's important. Like, you're paid to play football. Your teammates care about football. You got to support your teammates.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he can stop being weird and saying stuff like that. I think it's like asking Jeffrey Dahmer to stop killing people. He just can't. So I'm comparing Russell Wilson to Jeffrey Dahmer.
I don't know what to say.
If you haven't seen it. Wonderful show.
Anyway, we'll do the draft next week. I'm excited for it. It's going to be the best current NBA players to have on your team at an eating competition. So get your lists ready.
I know who I want.
We all know who pick number one is. We all know.
All right. So looking forward to that. Thank you all for watching and listening. The Third Quarter Warriors are the best team ever, and we are the best podcast ever. New episodes every Monday. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at the Third Quarter Warriors. Peace.
Welcome to the third quarter, everybody.
What is this? What is going on right now?
I said, what the hell are you talking about?
What's my package look like? Yo!